Hi everyone, it's Sunflower Spirit here, and I'm here to do the messages for healing interpersonal relationships for the collective. So let's see what universal messages we have for healing interpersonal relationships for the collective for today, please. What messages do you have for healing interpersonal relationships for today, please? Universal energies, what messages do you have for healing interpersonal relationships? All right. And then we have the Hermit. So it looks like somebody taking charge, using their intelligence in the relationship. We also have somebody recognizing their worth, recognizing, um, you know, how loving and giving they are, how kind and compassionate of a person they are. And then it's kind of like building all of this together with with that kind of emotional and spiritual growth. So developing emotionally and spiritually together. But also we have with the Hermit here, it's developing separately as well. So growing together and then growing separately. Always, there's always going to be, both people are going to be their own person. And I think it's interesting that we have the King of Swords here with the Queen of Cups because those two are kind of like really representative of, the typical like male-female relationship, where the guy is like more logical, more about, head decisions, and the gal is more, caring, kind, following her heart, using her love and her intuition as a guide. But let's break this down further and see if there's anything else that pops out. But it's kind of learning to like balance all of that out because we all have all of these qualities. And so it doesn't matter, what kind of partnership you're in or what kind of relationship you're in, but there's always going to be these parts of a person, no matter male or female or anything like that. Because we all are capable of being logical, thinking our own thoughts. We're all capable of being loving and kind. And we are all definitely capable of developing our spirituality and our own values. So, let's see what's this. Okay. All right. And then I have the moon here. So, what I see going on here is with this King of Swords and this Five of Cups, it's kind of like taking charge of your own emotional baggage. And it's really taking the time to not only allow these emotions, allow yourself to feel them, but also to understand them, to use your wisdom and your knowledge and your logical thought process to understand, where are these coming from. So it's kind of like gaining that emotional intelligence. It's, taking charge of everybody's going to feel like this at some point or another, but taking charge of that and owning that. Don't, not blaming it on your partner, not blaming it on people around you, but just recognizing for what it is, and then just owning it. And that is like, I think this is so difficult because in our society, we don't really teach, that it's okay to have emotions, which is really stupid in my opinion, because everybody has them and everybody's going to feel like this at some point. And telling us, oh no, you're never going to feel like this, or you don't feel like that, or just invalidating people isn't going to help the situation at all, because the fact of the matter is we do feel these. And we can deny it all we want, but everybody everywhere goes through, the feeling of the Five of Cups, the feeling of loss, the feeling of grief, the feeling of, um, emotions that, we don't want to feel, that are yucky to feel. Everybody, everybody goes through that. But here with the Queen of Cups and the Star, we have, this is like the ultimate kind of like hope and desire for what people want in a relationship. This is kind of like what we wish for. We wish for like that loving, caring, kind person. We wish for somebody to be there with us, to help us heal our emotions, to help us you know, to be empathetic, to have compassion, and to treat us kindly. And I think that like with this here, this is kind of like this is about emotional healing, because the Star is a very healing card, and the Queen of Cups is, all about emotions. Like the Queen of Cups is like this loving and giving lady. She's like, um, super empathetic. She's really kind and compassionate. And the Star is like this healing. So this is kind of like learning how to heal those emotions, learning how to heal, especially emotions like this. And so everybody needs to learn how to heal that. That's, ultimately, having a good relationship is understanding your emotions and then also healing them. With the Hierophant and the Four of Swords here, we have, developing your emotions, developing your spirituality. And so this is a lot of hard work. This takes a lot of energy. And that's why this guy in this Four of Swords is kind of laid down here, because he is needing to find that mental space. He needs to, kind of clear his mind, kind of take a rest, because this emotional and spiritual development is really a lot. It's energy draining. It's very energy draining. And so to heal interpersonal relationships, both people are going to have to do this. They're going to have to do this alone, and there's going to become a point when they do this together as well. And then we have the Hermit with the Moon. So this is kind of like the alone. I see like the Hierophant here as kind of like the together, developing emotional and spiritually. But with the Hermit here, I see this is kind of like developing independently. This is kind of like going inside, like checking it out, seeing what, fits for you. This is like a lot of healing and growth just as an individual. And so with the Moon here, we have the Moon is kind of like being able to make intuitive decisions. And I think this is intuitive decisions in relationships is going to help your relationship ultimately, especially if both people are working on it, if both people are trying to find that stability and that growth with their emotions and their spirituality. um, Being able to kind of pick out what's true and what's not true, like what's illusion and what is real, or more real, I guess. And so that's kind of why the Moon is here. So yeah, this is a lot of hard work. This is, and like I said, society doesn't really teach a lot of these things. Our culture that we live in here doesn't really teach a lot of these things, but all of it's okay. All of it's perfectly acceptable. All of it is, perfectly valid. And everybody goes through all of this. And this is just, um, you know, what I'm showing you here is just kind of like the path towards like emotionally or towards healing your relationships with other people. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I will talk to you guys later.